Welcome back to the channel, you beautiful lovelies. I'm so happy that you're here with another speed build. My name is Luna, or Luna Marie, and I am doing a speed build that I have been wanting to do probably for a year now. I am actually currently working on a new sim save. I will offer it out if anyone would like it. I will say this save will have some custom content, and I know I normally tell people, I don't use custom content because I want people to be able to download it, but this is a custom save for me that I've always wanted to do. I'm going through every world, every lot, and editing it. It's something that I've told myself to try to do, and I'm finally breaking down and doing it. I actually have almost 2 complete worlds done. So I'm doing a comic book, well, it's mainly an arcade. It's an arcade / small little comic book shop section. I will have all of the CC items that I'm using down below. It is actually going to be in a Google Doc. I actually keep this Google Doc for all the simmers that are in my Discord in the Twitch community, so they know what mods, what CC I'm using. Now, I don't have like my clothing CC because my sims are pretty, I don't really share them, but my builds, I try and keep the links of the mods and CC that I use, so I can offer them, be like, hey, this is what I'm using if you ever want it for yourself, or if you grab something of mine that has it, here you go. So if you do want those, they will be below. I will say there's 3 sets of different game items that I've used. I can't find the link for one, but I did find their Twitter account, which is a good and bad thing because they have a ton of awesome stuff that I want for my next build, but I will have their Twitter in the description, and then the other CC that I use will be in my Google Doc. If it doesn't work, please let me know, and then I can just direct you to the actual link. I'll just copy and paste it, send it to you, no problem. But I actually did this live on stream because my community, I have a handful of sim streamers. Majority of my community on Twitch knows me for the Sims, so a lot of people know what they can expect when they come in, and so I went ahead and did this live, and so that's why you see my VTuber and how my background is set up, and you'll probably see some of my notifications. But yeah, I did it live on stream. It was a lot of fun. The community helped me with a lot of decisions. I like to input in with them, and they kind of give me advice. But this was all a free build out of my head, thinking about the arcades I've been to as a kid, thinking of the old arcades. I was really wanting to do like an 80s, 90s vibe arcade was in my brain of what I wanted to do. I put it in the shopping district. I feel like that made sense because in this district, I'm going to have the arcade, I'm going to have a coffee shop, I already have a clothing store, and then I also have a U-shaped shopping center. And that is also in the gallery. All these builds are in the gallery, especially the ones that have CC. You have to make sure you click show custom content so you can see all of them. Keep that in mind. But every build that I'm doing in my save, everything is in the gallery, and I do link the CC that I use. If it is custom content, I put it in the description, so if you download it and see the description, copy and paste those links and you'll get the CC items that I'm using. But yeah, I really wanted to do bright colors, neon lights, the arcade, the fun. I did make it a teen hangout spot, so make sure that you have teens in your sim save, or it won't be crowded. If you don't like it busy, then don't worry about it. But I've noticed that when I make teen spots and I go to visit there and like no one's there, it's because I don't have a lot of teens in my game, and I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, well, I need more teenagers. But I thought this was really great hand in hand with my high school stories coming out. So my high school years, I mixed up wedding stories and high school years, but my high school years coming out, having an arcade, I didn't even think about it when I was making it. I was like, oh, this is great for a teen hangout spot. The kids get out of school for the weekend, they come to the arcade. I mean, things that we did as teenagers, as young adults. And now we don't get that much. We don't get that as much. This is a smaller arcade. There are items that I used in this one. No, let me see. There are items that I didn't use in this one that I wanted to use. It was just a smaller lot. And so I told myself, you know what? I'm going to make this a small, downtown arcade, and in a different lot, I'm actually going to make a bigger one. And I have a vision of more so like a Dave & Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese. So it's going to have more of like a restaurant, and then the arcade, and I have skee ball and a couple other. I think I found a DDR, CC, and they are playable. So we'll talk about that when we get more inside. But the outside, I was shocked when I put it together. I don't know if I want to say shocked, but like I said, I built this all just out of my head. I made a square, and then I just evolved from it. Like the top of the arcade, how it has that arch, and the half circle, what you want to call it. And I don't know, I kind of felt like that was kind of like an old style maybe arcade, if you know what I mean, if you ever seen one. The architecture is a little bit different. I stuck with the dark paneling on it because I think the neon lights, especially at nighttime, make it pop a little bit more. But I don't know, I didn't want to go with just traditional brick. There are some tie-ins a little bit with the other buildings around, and I don't know, I am trying to get better with that, with trying to make everything in the surroundings like kind of similar, but it is in its own lot. So I mean, I feel like it's fine. I personally love it. I love how it sticks out. I wanted there especially to have like a bike section, because this area where the lot is at, there's no cars. It's blocked off. It's only walking. So I was like, of course we're gonna have a little bike area for everyone to put their bikes. And then with the arcade, I put this little bitty sitting area in the back, and I figured, hey, if you want to go outside and get some fresh air, you're a teen, it works. All right, so these are the arcades that I have. Yes, they are actually stand-up arcades. I have Zelda, there's Mario Kart, there's Captain America game, there's a Pokemon game. Now, the ones that are the actual name brand games, those are only decor. Now, of course, when your sim zooms in on it or you zoom on it, you can see like Pac-Man is actually on the screen, but it's only deco. Sorry. Now these ones, the ones that actually have like the Sims games that the Sims can play on their PCs, those are ones they can actually go up to and play. They also get their skill points for playing video games when they go up to it. So you could take your sim here if they like playing games, and give them a different environment to get those game skills up. Now, like I said, of course, the other ones are just deco, but we do have the other game stands up where they can actually play. I do have the whack-a-mole. There is a whack-a-mole in there that is playable, and the claw games, those are playable, and when your Sims plays them, they actually get items out of them, and so sometimes they win, sometimes they don't, just like a real claw game. So those are actually really fun to play with your Sims. I think they're really cool. I think I end up putting 3 in there. I know I changed the color, but I don't know if like different prizes are inside of them. I haven't really played with them that much. But I figured I'd add a couple call games in that whack-a-mole just to kind of give them a little bit more things to play. I went ahead and threw in a big unisex bathroom because I was gonna make 2 different bathrooms, and then I was gonna do like an office for like the staff, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do that because I do that sometimes, but for this one I was like, it's kind of pointless, kind of not. And then I was like, you know what, we're just gonna make this a unisex bathroom. It is what it is. If you don't want it unisex, I didn't have to use those bathroom stalls, but like I'm trying to utilize them more, because usually in open places, like when you go out to stores, they have stalls, and I want to utilize them more than just using a toilet. But if you really, really don't want any unisex bathrooms, you can cut this in half, move the walls around, and make a him and hers bathroom with just a toilet, because the stalls are kind of big. But I ask you, if you ever use any of my builds, please do not alter them entirely. You can move around the floor plans, but don't like change a lot of things and then post it back up and say, hey, look what I did. That's just not cool. We don't do that. We don't do that here. I know I've revamped, redone some, but I've always given credit, like, hey, this was so-and-so's build. I just switched it up a little bit because I felt like this fit my aesthetic. I've never claimed something as mine. But just to put that little tidbit information in there. But yeah, I really enjoy how this came out. I did play test it. The claw machines work. The games that they do stand up at work. I did end up making a little snack area back here. And this is a generic lot, and I told a fellow simmer, that I wasn't gonna make it a one of the lots that said ask for a dining table and this and that, and then I ended up putting a table in there, and I was like, you know what, whatever. So there is like a small little snack spot. I used the vending machines from high school and the vending machine from the winter one that we got, snow cottage, whatever, cottage, not cottage living, but the one with the snowy escape, I think that's what it's called. And then on the other side, we did put in the comic books RCC. And now that I think about it, I think I forgot to save the link for the comic books. I will have to go back in my history. I think I put the comic books in my Google Doc. I feel like I was so excited, and that is one that I missed. Oof. I will check. But these are comic books. If you zoom in, you can kind of tell like what comics are what. But we put a little comic book area there. And yeah, I hope I put it on my Google Doc. If not, I will have to go through my history and dig deeper so I can give you guys the link to those comic books. I'm super, super sorry because my memory is not great, so I cannot tell you who they are from, but definitely appreciate to have them. I thought we had a carpet that was more of like the 80s, 90s arcade carpet, you know what I mean? And we didn't. I thought we did. I did find a CC carpet, but it was after I was already done, and I didn't want to take it down from the gallery. I was already getting downloads and put it back up. So I stuck with a purple and black theme. It was very typical me. And this arcade is called the Stargate Arcade. So I put up those kind of like starburst chandeliers, lights, and I feel like that kind of tied it in a little bit. I don't know, that could just be my imagination, but I feel like it went. But the person who created the whack-a-mole, the skee ball, which is not in this build, and the claw game, actually, I think they're the same one. They're the same ones that made a carpet that is that retro style. So I am going to download that and use that in a bowling alley, and I'm probably not going to do that in my big arcade build. I'll probably use it in a bowling alley or the skating ring. I don't know yet, but that is the carpet I wanted because that carpet is so iconic. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't, you're probably too young to know what I mean, and you should look it up. The carpet is just nostalgia if you grew up in arcades or grew up going to the skating ring or the bowling alley. Like when you saw that carpet, you knew where you were instantly, and that's the carpet I wanted. But this is the carpet that I felt went close enough for my liking, I feel like. Yes. So I hope you really enjoy it. I loved making it. Oh, and we also put a little photo booth back there. Again, I was thinking of teenagers in mind. You know, while you're waiting for your arcade, while you're waiting to play, or while you're snacking, let's go take some pictures with the friends. Let's go out back, play some horseshoe. Let's just sit outside in this little fenced-in area. So it gives you more than just the arcade, something else to do in the space while, you know, you're doing your thing. I hope you enjoy them. Check out all of the pictures, and I will catch you on the flip side. This is Luna, Galaxy out.